Nice. Okay, Amber, are you here?
I'm here.
All right, Amber, where are you zooming in from?
Grand Junction, Colorado.
Okay, I've never been there. I've never been to Colorado.
Oh,
I know.
come.
I know.
It's full of hippies. Come.
We're planning a tour of the states at some point next year, and Boulder at least is on the docket.
Right starting point.
Okay, so you said my business offers sensory design coupled with executive function coaching. My niche is individuals and families who are neurodiverse, especially entrepreneurs. These folks often either doing very well from the outside, but struggling behind closed doors. Oh, all right, yeah, and I'm connecting with therapists as referral sources now and feel comfortable with that. I'm not certain how to market directly to my niche as they have a lot of walls publicly. Meaning they don't want people to know they're struggling or
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if they're like I mean they're doing well to compensate for a lot of and the things that make them different and make them struggle are also the things that make them successful. But they feel like they're broken on the inside. That's my
right.
big thing.
And are they're aware of that?
Hmm. Well, they are if they're going to a therapist who refers them to me, but
Okay.
they're not maybe if they're um yeah, trying to find other solutions to that feeling on the inside.
Right. And so this is connected to the neurodiversity piece.
Yeah, yeah, that's a field I've worked in my whole career.
Can you draw the connection for me?
Between so for instance, if you have so executive function coaching, do you know what that is? So executive functions is you can usually just think of it as like ADHD coaching. So all the things that our frontal lobe does that are about getting things done, or being flexible, or like whatever, anything that isn't the stuff you're doing, it's how you do the stuff you're doing. And so the way I have been recently explaining my work is that I help people with kind of the conversation between what's happening in their outer world, which is where the sensory design piece comes in, and their inner world, and how they go about the actions. That there's like actions, outer world, inner world, and so those three are in conversation all the time. And so if you're a person who's neurodiverse, you're probably also very, very sensitive to the outside environment. And so a normal day for a lot of people is like exhausting for someone who um, thinks and feels in those ways. But those qualities also make them very, very good at whatever world they're functioning in. So often, and oftentimes, like regular solutions don't work. So they go to entrepreneurship. So
Mm.
I used to work with neurodiverse kids, and I'd see all their, like often dads, moms too, but like the very high powered, very successful dads that would come into my office and cry.
Mhm.
Those are the ones that I think about when I launch this.
So, I suppose there's a sort of decision to make of what level of awareness do you
Mm,
want or need them to have before they
yeah,
work with you?
yeah,
Because there could just be like, well, I'm an entrepreneur and I just notice I'm kind of depressed or anxious or I struggle sometimes and I don't know why at all.
yeah.
Or I'm not even really aware that that's happening for me because I think it's normal. And then they're like, oh God, I'm really struggling, but I don't know why. And then there's, oh, I think it's because there's some neurodiversity thing going on, um, which I'm figuring out. Then that's like, okay, it's an ADHD or it's
Yeah.
whatever, this. And then, okay,
Yeah.
now I'm getting help. So there's somewhere along this line that it's too soon for you to work with them. And there's a certain point, it's probably too late. Do you have a sense where the sweet spot is?
That's a good question. I mean, that's sort of, I mean, again, my old business where I was just working with kids, but like most of my clients came from therapists and some from schools, but largely therapists. Their parents, I feel like, are a different story. And yeah, you're homing in on the right question, because like my neighbor would be a great client for me, but he has no interest in my business because he'd rather just drink and take ADHD medicine.
Sure.
And
Yeah,
that's
right.
it.
That's probably not a good fit. Uh, so here's the simple thing I would say is I would just double down on what you're doing.
Okay.
I would be focused on building relationships with therapists
Uh-huh.
and saying, look, if you have this specific kind of a client who's dealing with these kinds of symptoms,
Uh-huh.
um, I'm somebody you can refer to. But something you can do is you can come up with a presentation for therapists and you can say, look, this is a presentation for therapists on how to deal with your over-functioning entrepreneurial clients who are
Mhm.
successful on the outside but miserable on the inside because of neurodiversity stuff. Um, and here's what I've learned. Here's the best of what I've learned. And just
Mhm.
tell them your best stuff. It's like an hour, so you only even have, 50 minutes maybe to share the stuff. But you just say, look, here's the biggest mistakes that I think therapists make
Mm. Okay.
in helping these people. Here's some magical phrases you can use. Here's some things you can do that will make an immediate difference. And if you find they still need more help, I'm available as a resource.
Okay.
But if that's what working for you and for everybody, this is really worth thinking through because sometimes we say, oh, okay, this thing's working, but I need more clients. Where do I find them? Do that more. The
Okay.
thing that's already working, expand it, double down on it. If it's like, well, oh, there's just this one therapist. Well, there's other therapists, Oh, there's this one physio who recommends people. Are there other physios nearby you? Uh, so keep exploring that. And that's the way I would do it is do a presentation where you teach the therapist something and impress them and then let them know I'm around.
Thank you. That's great.
Okay, there you go. Thanks for calling in.